Hello students, welcome to AR3721. I'll be going through exercise 1 and in the future I'll be having videos for exercise 2 and 3 as well because not all the students are able to attend the session we have on Monday. Okay, so for exercise 1, first things first is that there's actually a small error in the model, that is this column here is out of place by 50 mm. So if you can just shift it to the left by 50 mm, then that will put it in the correct place. Some of you have pointed it out to me, but don't worry, it does not affect the answers in any way. It's just a misalignment. Okay, so for exercise 1, most students have no issues with questions 1, 2, and 3. So I will only be going through questions 4 and 5 for this exercise. So for question 4, what I need you to do is to create a roof using the roof tool. And I know that in the previous video you have watched, it was taught that you can create a roof using the slab tool, but over here I want you to test out using the roof tool and create a flat roof. So just open a side panel here and select flat roof. And so for creating roof, there's actually two kinds of geometry. One is the single plane geometry, that is what we will be using, and the other is a multi-plane geometry, that is for creating a pitched roof. So for creating a flat roof, there's actually a default pitch here. So because we are creating a flat roof, we should just set it to 0, but I'm going to draw the roof first, then change this value here to 0. So first, they'll ask you to select the pivot of the roof. For us, it doesn't matter because we are creating a flat roof, so I just click anywhere. And then I trace around the edge of the floor slab to get the boundary of the roof. And so now if you view it in 3D, you realize the roof is there, but it's slanted. So just set the pitch to 0, and then you have the flat roof. And to increase the height of the wall by 300, just go to wall selection settings and change the value here, increase it by 300. That will give you the answer to question 4. If you just check over here, 96 meters square. That's the answer for question 4. Okay, so for question 5, first what you have to do is that you have to offset the roof by 1300. So just select the corner of the roof. You'll notice that this window here pops up. There is a function offset all edges. Select this and in 1300 here. After that, you have to crop walls to the roof. So right click the walls, go to crop to a single plane roof, and just crop it. Okay, so some of you have also been asking me the question, what is the difference between cropping to a single plane roof and using trim element to roof and shell? So I'll do a small demo over here. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to undo the crop first. And I'm going to use the trim tool instead. Okay, so both of them appears the same, right? So what's the difference between them? Okay, the difference is that using the trim tool, you are actually creating a associative connection. So what it means is that if I shift the walls, let's say I shift it upwards by 2000, you see that the relationship is still maintained. Like everything above the roof is cropped off, while everything below the roof is maintained. But if remember for this one we are using crop, and if I move it, it does not affect the geometry at all, because the geometry itself has actually been cut by the roof. So you see here, and that is actually the difference between the associative, which is the trim tool, and the non-associative operation, which is using a crop to a single plane roof. So actually that concludes exercise 1, and I'll talk to you again for exercise 2 and 3.